Yo, 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 Froggystyles and Mediocre Trader in the house here. We're about to
What's
cover
up,
some
everybody?
news here.
What's up?
So we got a couple articles that we want to cover here. I know it's kind of late, but we've been kind of spending a long period of time getting everything wrapped up together. If anybody has seen the Boss Blunt's video, that's the first thing we're going to talk about. There was actually a pretty good video that he did cover. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah,
Actually,
it was a good video.
Give me a second here. I want to make sure that give me an audio check real quick to make sure we're sounding good. Give me a heads up on the audio. Does it sound right? Yeah, that Boss Blunt's video is so well done. I've actually watched it twice now. And kind of recovered it a couple more times just to get the information on it because he nailed it. Like, it was really good. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is this part of the video that he's talking about Deutsche Bank, where they were raided Friday. 170 regulators descended on the bank in Germany for potential money laundering. I'll let Boss Blunt basically cover that part real quick because he couldn't say it any better. Give me a second, and we'll fire it up.
On Friday, after the financial giant alerted authorities about a potential money laundering case.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. The stock was trading nearly 4% lower on the news. That's great. The raid comes as Deutsche Bank redoubled its compliance efforts and following a massive restructuring effort in which 18,000 people were fired following years of regulatory run-ins and disappointing earnings. Deutsche Bank posted 2 consecutive years of profits, and last year the bank saw its most profitable year in a decade. I guess it's pretty easy to be very profitable when you're laundering shitloads of money, huh? Last month, Deutsche Bank fired 4 New York employees, including a number of top executives, after a visit to a strip club was charged to a company card. Keep it classy. Keep it classy, Deutsche Bank.
He's good, man.
You couldn't say it any better than that. The link to this video is in the description if you haven't already watched it. I did post it up on Twitter. I definitely think it's important for everybody to watch. There's actually more to it, but for now, I mean, we're going to cover this part here. But 18,000 people were fired. That's insane. And like he said, I mean, if they're laundering money, of course they can make it look like they're profitable. So what's your thoughts on that, Mediocre Trader?
I'm sorry. I was reading Carl Trailer's comment. I apologize. Go ahead and repeat yourself.
Oh, what's your thoughts on what Boss Blunt said there?
Oh, yeah, I did. I was doing some reading on that, and yeah, man, he nailed it. Like that was a good video. I like how he ended it and told them to keep it classy because they are not so classy. Let's be real. All these banks are kind of shady. So
now, yeah. What's he talking about? Same here. Did you guys see how the proxy said that 10,498 people own the entire float with the average of 49,000 shares? Which place is he talking about?
He's talking about this right here. I have it actually. I believe this is the link he's talking about. I'm going to send it to you right now, but I didn't notice that in there. So, but well, here, I'll send it to you since he brought it up. That link right there.
Well, just read it off.
I got to go find it.
Oh, it's for AMC?
I'm assuming it was for AMC because that came out Friday, I believe. I don't know. You'll have to ask him that question, but I wasn't expecting that to come up.
Yeah, we'll have to look at that later. I'm going to save that. But yeah, what Boss said right there is like totally on point. I think it's very important for us to definitely know because like they're obviously making moves and trying to eliminate some of the problems. So as it feels like nothing is being done, you're seeing Deutsche Bank get smoked. And I mean, about time is all I can say to that.
Yeah, that's one. Let's get more.
Yeah, we got more things to cover. Let me pull up the next clip here where it talks about the housing is in trouble. Foreclosures up 181% year after year. Where the extended moratoriums are part of the problem, but it was extended by 6 months, which looks like it ends in January 30th. So after that, you see nothing but blowback from the moratoriums. And I'll let Boss tell his part on it because it's right on point.
Or what's not good news is housing is fucked. Housing is practically completely fucked. Foreclosures are up 181% year over year. You might ask why. Because those eviction moratoriums and forbearances on mortgages are now due. It's come time to pay the piper, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm right.
So, I mean, that's pretty much it right there. I mean, that's just getting right into the mortgage issue, which we were talking about this a little bit ago about how Vanguard was having, like, their housing market, is it an ETF fund, was down like 50%. It was getting smoked. Yeah. And so we seen it was coming in, and this just confirms it. Even Boss pulled it up. And so, I mean, it's becoming a known issue. So, I mean, it looks like the bubble's popping and it's not being talked about. So I mean, Boss Blunts is hitting everything right on the head.
Yeah, it is. We've been talking about that for a week and a half, 2 weeks now, I think. And it's pretty interesting, to be honest, because, you know, I went and pulled up the executive order because we were talking about this, and we just did some math. And, yeah, it's crazy. January 30th, it ends up being or something like that.
Yeah. The 6-month moratorium was put in by an executive order, I think by Joe Biden, which we were debating on the constitutionality of it. And they did it in 2 parts, which is like 3-month segments. And it extended out from, what is it, June 30th all the way to January 30th. And now you're starting to see the blowback from it since they haven't re-extended it. I mean, you have to pay your rent. I mean, that's just the way it is. You have to pay. Even though they gave you a window, you still have to pay. And now that you're starting to see all the falling out from it, and it's going to be ugly. So here's the next article here that I wanted to cover. I'm not sure how many people was paying attention to this. Everybody knows what the VIX is, the VIX. I just noticed they called it the XIV, which is weird. Must be a typo. See right here, XIV. So
yeah, it's a typo.
4 years after the Volumegeddon, new volatility ETFs to hit the market. So basically, after March 28th, 2022, which I don't know why it's not yellow, 2 new funds have came in to the picture here. One of them is a 1x short VIX futures ETF called SVIX. So it just came out on March 30th, and it basically shorts the VIX. I know we have a YouTuber called Short the VIX, but he would probably love this. Here's the next one. It's a 2x long VIX. There's already one out there that's 1.5 times leverage, and everybody knows it as UVXY. So we have a new one that just popped out on March 30th, which is 2x leverage on the VIX, and it's called UVIX. So they wouldn't put these things in if they weren't planning on using them. So I have a feeling something is coming down the road here. So this would make total sense that they might be playing with these. Yeah. That's why they would make them.
Two times long. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting.
I mean, right now I'm currently invested in the UVXY. I didn't even know about these things until I found out that they popped up. So, I mean, I would have probably bought the 2 long, but when it comes to ratios, I'm getting 1.5 times leverage for, I think I paid $16.50 or whatever it was. Right now, this thing's trading for 24. So you do the math, gaining 25% more leverage, and it cost you almost 30% more. It doesn't really make any sense yet, but maybe it will at some other time offset it. But I still think I'm in a better spot. And if anybody's watching my video on Friday, I did talk about SPY and all those puts going into money. So I was expecting a red market Monday, Tuesday. So just giving you a heads up, could be bloody on Monday, Tuesday, just because of the puts. Let's see what we got next on the news here. Houston Wade ended up doing a video, which this is how I found out about it, because I wasn't looking at the Edgar files, but let me see if I can find it here. Houston Wade popped up and he said something kind of interesting. Let me get this headset on so we don't have an echo effect.
What's up, boss? How you doing, buddy? Boss is in the house.
There he is. There's the man. Excellent video, man. I watched your video twice, and I even posted it up on Twitter just to make sure everybody else seen it. I think it's amazing. So you guys are amazing over there. You and that think tank.
You guys should look at the chart for Vanguard mortgage-backed securities, boss. Check it out. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now, but you did a good thing in your video, and you should look that up. Yeah,
mortgage-backed securities for Vanguard are getting smashed, and they've been getting smashed for a couple of weeks now. So we knew something was up. We wasn't exactly sure. And when you started talking about the moratoriums, it made sense because we didn't realize that the moratoriums came to an end as of just recently. I knew that it was being talked about, but I completely forgot. And when you brought it back up, I was like, oh, there it is. That's why those are going down. Oh, we got Ginsler in the house. My Ginsler.
Gary, what's up, man?
Here's a Houston Wade, and this is where I found this information because I wasn't paying attention to the Edgar files. Houston popped up something very important here, so I'll let him mention this.
Here's what pros say you should do now. NASDAQ has lost 20% since November. Breaking: AMC filed 14A with the SEC about its annual shareholders meeting. Speaking of which, if you want to nominate people for the board, nominations start 8 days from now on May 7th. So 8 days from now, you can type up your letters, send them to the board for nominations to get some apes on the board. And those nominations have to be in, I think, by the 6th. Because the 6th marks 30 days before the 1-year anniversary of the previous shareholders meeting. So you got a month in there to do your nominations. Also, apparently, if you want to be nominated, you have to send in a letter saying, I am willing to be nominated. So 2 letters. One from the person who's going to do the nominating and one from the person who wants to be nominated. They got to send those letters off to the board as outlined in whatever corporate charter filings there are with the SEC, which we've shown on here a couple of times. So remember that.
So after I heard that, I was like, oh, wait a second, what's going on here? So I had to go search for myself to figure out what the heck was going on there. And that's what I found.
Hold on one second. Boss is still in here, right? I think I'm going to nominate Boss. So, Boss, get your letter ready. We're sending you to the board.
We'll put him as either CEO or head of product development. Because I'm pretty sure he's got good products he wants to bring to the market. I do have links to the Boss Blunts video, so if you guys want to check it out, I do have links to the VIX papers or the page in the description down below. And I do have a link to this page that I have right here for the Edgar files in the description down below as well. And this basically goes in and talks about like the voting stuff, and it tells you all the information on how to view your proxy materials and vote. And then down here, it talks about the board of directors that you could vote for. I mean, Adam Aaron, Howard Koch. I don't understand that, but I guess I don't know if that's like a birth name or what the heck's going on there, but he's
I think it's
Koch.
his nickname.
Something's going on there. Kathleen Paulus, Anthony Sayich. And it also has a proposal to ratify the appointment of Ernst & Young LLP as the company's independent registered public accounting firm for 2022, which Kathleen Paulus used to work at. And then there's also a proposal for say on pay. So if you think that these guys have done a good job at doing what's best for the shareholders and stuff like that, you actually get a chance to vote on say on pay. And I think that's kind of important because I think you only get one chance to vote on it. So here's your chance. Don't miss it. Every vote counts. So let me see here. I do got other stuff here. You have anything you want to add, Mediocre?
I just want people to do research on. I would like to see an ape on the board realistically. So I'm thinking that we should all come together and figure out how to make that actually happen. And I don't know. That's what I think. You know, maybe we get rid of Erskine Young. I don't know yet. We should discuss a bunch of stuff.
Now, I do know Pantheon was talking about going in and covering like each person that was going to be on that board. I think it's something that we need to know who we're voting for and why we're keeping them. So I think a good proper vetting process is definitely in line, and we should definitely do so. So I'll have to talk with Pantheon to see what he was getting into. I know he mentioned it, and then now after seeing the voting processes, what's going on, I think it's brilliant. So good job for Pantheon, because he's actually looking into things. Forward thinking is one thing that we need to do to protect ourselves. And like I said, go through each one and figure out where you stand, give people a heads up and let them do their voting thing. Speaking of voting members, Adam Aaron's up for vote here, and he's talking about the AMC token after a vigorous protest, the Ape Movement Community Token, which is that fraudulent coin or that token thing that everybody's been talking about. Adam Aaron finally posted up here that it is a total sham, which we already kind of knew that, and we've already done shout outs on it. Like a lot of people in the community have already been basically screaming about it. AMC Entertainment has nothing to do with this blatant violation of our registered trademark, which is just, those are brutally tough words that are being put out right there. I mean, you can't get any more like blunt than that in an attempt to theft our name and reputation. So I'm kind of curious what he's going to do with that, because that sounds like some fighting words. So I kind of like to see that coming from Adam Aaron. I like to see that he's defending us, and that's important. We are fighting them hard. That's even better. I mean, I like the words he's using. I just want to see what comes of it. And he says, don't be fooled. So definitely something that's a positive for us. Come down here. We got Inspector Bigham's talking about the CAT system up in a month. Phase 6 shortly after that. Phase 6 was one thing I said these are his words. It says, one thing I said I've been jacked about for a year now, and it was only regulation I've been jacked about. Is this where it is all hidden and is what we must bring to light? And I agree with him 100%. I'm pretty stoked about the Phase 5. We were talking about going over 2 of his videos. He's got Phase 5 and 6, from what I understand. And I think getting the details of the information out there is important. So we're going to be looking into Phase 5 and Phase 6 so we can shed more light on it. What's your thoughts on that, Mediocre?
Yeah, I think Phase 5 is the tracking of it, isn't it? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a form of
track and trace.
Track and trace.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. To be honest, I think that'll could help us quite a bit. But we'll see. You know, I don't put anything past them, like I always say, but it should help us, I would imagine.
Now, look at this from Block Gasparino, Top Secret, London. I thought this was hilarious.
Make that big.
There's so much detail in this. I mean, I don't even know where to start. And you got Ginsler down here just keeping an eye on things. So, I mean, you got the mayonnaise over here, some sort of lube here, Ken Griffin. I mean, you got Charles Gasparino. I really don't know who Rich Chinfield is, but it's hilarious. And Kramer. So I had to share that one because I thought it was funny.
That's a very good man.
Dave Lauer talking about Munger finds Hood's payment for order business model disgusting, and he explains nobody should believe Robinhood's trades are free. Yeah, and that's the part of the problem where they say it's free, and you're obviously getting skimmed to make it free. So you're better off just paying for your transactions and going to a lit market. Like these free broker apps are not free, so you're definitely getting ripped off. Here's another one that says where you work for your money. They print it out of nothing. So they're just printing money out of thin air, and you're working your butt off for basically free paper. In the process, devaluing your money so it loses value. Then they claim that you owe them a portion of your money, and you think society will collapse without them. This is the craziest cycle of, like, I guess it's what, narcissism, where they want you to believe that the society can't function without them, and you work your butt off for them, and they give you something that is pretty much worthless to work for. It's definition of insanity. We
That's
keep
our
doing
government.
it, expecting a different outcome.
That's our government for sure. You know, they always got
Now,
their hand out. They never miss a tax. You know.
So I did repin up two videos that I put out from a long time ago. There was information that I saved from Stockgrid.io. There's one here. It says GME, pull up the timestamp of 1048 and watch how the algo was broken. And I did one for AMC where it's got a timestamp here. You can check all that stuff over on my Twitter page. And it basically shows you where the volume ramped up and ended up breaking the algorithm. So then instead of internalizing 58% of the shares in the shorts, they were forced to only internalize 38%. Whenever that happens, it allows for massive buying influx, and that's why the price is ripped up too. You pair that with the executive order and Vanguard and BlackRock, and I think Ryan Cohen for GME, that would cause a catalyst for a massive rip. And then if you look down here, same thing happened, another executive order on AMC, and it also had Vanguard and BlackRock, coincidentally, just before that, buying into it, also helping stimulate the price higher. So lots of wildness was there. Oh, here's a link for the Boss Blunts video. I liked it. I wanted to make sure it got out there and got shared. And here's another tweet that I found that was interesting. It says Elon Musk says, I need 1.5 billion or SpaceX will go broke. Feds approve of it. Lloyd Blankfein says, I need 824 billion for Goldman Sachs. Feds approve it. Charles Koch says, I need 1.4 billion tax break. Feds approve it. But the average Joe, like us, says, my wife got cancer. We need Medicare. And the Feds say we're bankrupt. And that's almost the sad truth. There was a campaign going on that was put out or passed around by Block Gasparino over here. I know a lot of people were jumping on it. I know I certainly did. Went out and blocked them because all he's doing is saying garbage about our stock. He used to be one of us, and he used to stick up for retail. I don't know what happened to him. He went to the dark side. So it seems like he might be pointless to listen to. So I gave him the old block. So there's a lot of other people that were pinned to that. And I did see a whole bunch of these things posting up on Twitter. And I know a lot of people were getting on board.
I don't pay him no mind.
Yeah, there's another one here. So me and Spence were talking about this here, where we were talking about the no options May thing, and I made a meme, which was like Godzilla, and it says stop feeding the beast, don't buy options in May. The reason behind this, and pretty much Dave Lauer goes into it with payment for order flow, but it says you're likely to lose money creating a massive profit for your broker with payment for order flow, and for the options, the wholesaler, Citadel, SIG, and Wolverine, and contributing to an extreme concentration in an anti-competitive market. So basically, what's really happening is they're stealing all that premium by controlling the stock price and making max pain impossible for weeks on end. And that's why we're saying no options May. And I mean, I think it's very important to stop feeding the beast. So if you know how to make money with options, keep doing it because you're taking money from the beast. But if you're losing money on options, just quit doing it for a month and stop giving them money. Eric here had a very good point. This is one thing I've been saying is they're telling people there's a shortage everywhere. And he posted a video that says, just so everyone knows, there's plenty of shingles out there. No shortage. Basically, like everything else, no shortage these days. Shortages are a creation through policy and perception. And you can see just like a huge pile of shingles. And I've seen it with logs. He's given me pictures of that and other stuff. And it's like mind-blowing, like that they're stockpiling stuff and saying that they don't have it. So
What's next? What else we got?
I think that's pretty much everything. I think I covered it all as quick as I possibly could because I wanted to try to get it all in before midnight.
You ripped right through it. We're good. We got 20 minutes. you freaking crushed it, dude.
Love these comments. Dr. Magneto says them butthole lips on Gasparino. Yeah, that they fit him perfect.
That did it for me too. I gotta admit that meme is great.
Let me see. Checking the comments here real quick. Yeah, we got a lot of positive comments on the Boss Blunts video. Some people have watched it already 3 times. I know I'd probably watch it again just because of the information is all on point. I usually watch his videos while I'm at work, but that one, I mean, I had to watch it because like I heard so many people talking about it. I couldn't wait till Monday. So
I do have the DTCC thing, but Boss also covered that. So, it's the same stuff.
Super Steven says, I'm selling my house next month. See, I've been thinking about that. Like, I'm not sure if I'd sell my house, but I mean, like, I get what he's looking at. When your houses are overpriced, if you sell it, when the market comes back down, you can go buy it back or buy another one at discount. So I see what he's looking at. I don't think he's selling his house and going all in on AMC, but I think I see what he's doing. And I don't want to say it's brilliant because I'm not, giving financial advice or trying to put anybody out on the street. But like, obviously he's got a plan and sounds like a pretty good idea.
Let me see.
Super Steven says, I'm considering leap calls on options on DRV. It's a bear real estate ETF. Ooh, let me write that one down. That's what I'm looking for right there. I believe we are 2 years or sooner from a real estate crash. I think it's like it's right around the corner.
Yeah,
like,
we're here.
I don't know. I've never paid attention to retail. I've just been lucky, or real estate crash. I mean, I just got lucky with mine back in 2008 when I stopped playing the stock market and I held out until the market dipped and I just bought a bunch of rental properties. And I got lucky. It was all timing.
Here, we might as well do this too since we're here. We got a few minutes.
Shout out to the Boss Blunts. That is the man right there. What do you got here? Oh, Grid Savings Plan, the TSP. Go ahead and cover that.
Yeah, so, military.com, the TSP plan that everybody's talking about, how they're going to, let me pull it up real quick over here. Where did I put it now? Hang on one sec. There it is. So I just want to scroll down here. So on, let's just get to the dates. We all know May 16th is the last day to submit or access all forms, online or hard copy. This includes withdrawal, rollover, or transfer request, as well as beneficiary changes. Also, this is the last day to contact TSP via email. Basically, if you guys are in one of those plans, do some research on it. Here's the website, military.com. We just don't want to see people get stuck in case something does happen. And I know Pantheon's been over this several times. I asked him to go over it on the show on Friday. And that's pretty much it, really. Just trying to help people understand what's going on. That's all. So just a reminder. Carl says, check your Twitter DMs.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
Real Rugged DIY says, AMC Monday, up or down? I don't know. There's a lot of puts on SPY, so I don't know. But AMC held pretty strong on Friday, so it could go either way. I'm not really sure what it's going to do.
It's only my opinion, but judging by AMC running with SPY, SPY looks like it's going to get cracked. Now, what I'm hoping is if SPY goes down 5%, typically AMC goes down more than SPY. One thing we want to see is AMC hold up better than SPY, which will start creating a mini divergence. We want to see that strength in AMC while the SPY is gaining weakness. A lot of puts came into money on Friday, which is going to be dealt with on T+2, which is Monday, Tuesday. I'm already leveraged up in UVXY, and that's where I found out about UVIX. And my thoughts, I think the market's going to dip pretty hard Monday or Tuesday or both days. So if SPY does fall down to like, what was I looking at? 404. Let me double check where I was looking at for SPY, because we do have one barrier to cross. I called this last week too, but it looks like we're about to repeat it. We have weakness at 410, and then that will take us down to 404. If we cross under the 410, that's where we're headed next. So that's going to be definitely a negative sign if that happens. And then after that, it only gets uglier. And I don't want to pull up those numbers, but I mean, as long as we stay above 404, we're in still for a rough landing. If it goes under 404 and stays there and closes out, we could be in for a really rough ride. But I think we could bounce off 404. So keep an eye out for that from Monday to Tuesday. And then we'll see what happens on Friday if it continues to basically gamma down.
So Chris Hamburg says that TSP stuff is nonsense. No one rolls out a new system like that. There are entire libraries about proper rollout procedures that avoid things like this altogether. It's on purpose. And Chris, I would have to agree with you that I think it's on purpose. And I find it absolutely disgusting because it hurts people's 401ks. That's what they do every time there's a market crash, I believe, in my opinion. And it's sad for the people who are unaware of what is about to happen to them. In my opinion, right? I could be wrong, but I don't know. I can see the way the market looks like it's going.
Paul B says that he's been enrolled in one of those, and I guess he's saying we don't understand. Paul B, if you have information on the TSP stuff, please send me a DM, and because I'd like to get more informed on it. If we are like saying anything wrong, we can always pull you backstage or talk to you on the side and get to know more about that information. So yeah, shoot me a DM, give me a heads up, and we can chat.
Yeah, I'm not trying to scare anybody. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But what the document, from the way I'm reading it, that's what they're saying, right? That they're going to shut people off for an amount of time that they can't really do anything. That's a concerning part to me.
I want to do a shout out to Apes vs. Wall Street, another good dude there. I'd like to try to get him on a show here probably this weekend, so expect that to come tomorrow probably. I'll send him out an invite and try to get him on here so we can just chit chat and stuff. So with that all being said, I think we got everything squeezed in before midnight. I want to thank you guys all for coming. Let me see. We got Continental Marine says, the other day I asked about Redbox. Definitely don't want to distract from our AMC mothership, but it looks like we may have a nice squeezy mix sneezy next week if we hold the volume. I'll have to look at that one, write that one down.
Yeah, thanks, Continental Marine.
So I'm going to do a shout out to Boss Blunts too. Definitely check out his information in the description. I did put a link to it, and that's pretty much just it. Is there anything you want to say, Mediocre Trader?
I just want to say good night. You guys have a good weekend, a good Sunday. I'm glad you all showed up, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys, and peace.